The signal and the response. Captain Maya Chen gazed through the viewport of Earth Orbital Station Sentinel, watching lightning storms flash across North America. Earth's atmosphere, violent, unpredictable, and utterly beautiful, had shaped humanity in ways they were only beginning to understand. Captain Chen, Admiral Okafor requests your presence in the Signal Analysis Lab. Priority Alpha. Maya's heart quickened. Priority Alpha meant first contact or imminent threat. She hoped for the former, but prepared for the latter. On my way, she replied, pushing off from the viewport and gliding through the station's microgravity section with practiced ease. Admiral Okafor stood surrounded by the station's top analysts, their faces illuminated by screens filled with oscillating waveforms. When Maya entered, Okafor's weathered face turned toward her with an expression she'd never seen before. Fear. Captain, we've intercepted something you need to hear, Okafor said, nodding to Dr. Liang, head of Sinolinguistics. Dr. Liang pressed a sequence of keys. The screens flickered, then displayed a translation matrix alongside an audio visualization. The signal originated from the Cygnus arm, approximately 2,200 light-years distant. Dr. Liang explained. It's been repeating for 3 days. A melodic, haunting voice filled the room, speaking perfect English with an ethereal quality that raised goosebumps on Maya's arms. To any who hear this, we are the Elysians of the third spiral. Our worlds burn. The harvesters have come, those who consume all. We believed ourselves alone in facing extinction until we detected your transmissions. You who evolved on a tempest world, you who survived your own nature, we plead for your help. The harvesters know of your existence. When they finish with us, they will come for you. This is our warning and our prayer. The message ended, and silence hung heavy in the lab. How did they learn English? Maya asked. They've been monitoring our broadcasts for decades, Okafor said. This species, the Elysians, have been watching us, studying us. And these harvesters. Dr. Liang pulled up another screen showing spectral analyses. Based on background radiation signatures in the transmission, the Elysians have lost at least 12 star systems already. The pattern suggests systematic resource extraction on a planetary scale. Maya absorbed this information, the tactical part of her mind already calculating. They called us a tempest world. What does that mean? It appears to be their classification for Earth, Dr. Liang said. A planet with extreme conditions, high gravity, atmospheric violence, diverse biomes, dangerous predators. What some xenobiologists hypothesize most intelligent life wouldn't evolve on. Maya understood immediately. They're saying we're dangerous, that we're predators ourselves. Exactly, Okafor said grimly. And they're asking the predators for help. The Global Defense Council chamber was packed with representatives from Earth's unified nations, the mood tense as Admiral Okafor played the Elysian message for the assembled leaders. We've verified the authenticity, Okafor concluded. This is a genuine distress call from an advanced civilization under attack. The Chinese premier leaned forward. You're proposing we send our fleet, the only defense Earth has, to aid aliens we've never met, against an enemy we know nothing about. Not our entire fleet, Okafor clarified. A rapid response force, Captain Chen would lead. Maya stood at attention beside Okafor, feeling the weight of scrutiny from the world's most powerful people. Why should we risk our ships and people? Demanded the European Federation president. This conflict is over 2,000 light-years away. Because, Maya said, stepping forward, according to the astronomical data embedded in the signal, the harvesters are systematic. They move from system to system, stripping each bare before proceeding to the next. And Earth is on their path. The room erupted in argument. After hours of debate, a vote was called. The decision: send a volunteer force to assess the threat and assist the Elysians if possible. Maya was given operational command of what the media was already calling the Tempest Fleet. Maya's first call was to Commander Raj Verma, her former second-in-command, now teaching combat tactics at the Luna Academy. A rescue mission to another galaxy. Raj's hologram asked, his scared face breaking into a grin. Sounds like suicide. Probably, Maya admitted. That's why I need you. I'll be on the next shuttle to Sentinel. Within 48 hours, Maya had assembled her core team. Raj for tactical, Dr. Sophie Mbeki, cynobiologist, Lieutenant Commander Jackson Way, Earth's best pilot, and Chief Engineer Fatima Al-Zarani, whose innovations in propulsion technology had revolutionized space travel. The Tempest fleet took shape rapidly. 37 ships, 12,000 personnel, all volunteers. At its heart was the EDS Thunderchild, a new Nimitz-class battlecruiser with Maya as captain. Earth had only been part of the greater galactic community for 20 years, and in that time had gained a reputation for toughness. Humans could endure environmental conditions that incapacitated most other known species. Their wound healing was remarkably fast. Their ability to adapt to new environments was unparalleled. What the Elysians called a Tempest world, humans simply called home. 1 week before launch, Maya addressed the assembled crews in Thunderchild's hangar bay. "You've all seen the Elysian distress signal," she began, her voice echoing through the cavernous space. "You know we're going to face an enemy unlike any humanity has encountered before. These harvesters strip entire worlds bare and move on. They've destroyed an advanced civilization with technology likely superior to our own." She paused, looking out at the sea of faces. "So why do the Elysians think we can help? Because we're from Earth, a planet that tried to kill us every day of our evolution. Our bodies adapted to withstand crushing gravity, extreme temperature variations, and atmospheric toxins. Our minds evolved to outthink predators larger and faster than ourselves. We're going because what the galaxy calls Deathworlders, we call human." A cheer erupted, echoing off the metal walls. "We launch in 7 days. Train hard. We're about to show the galaxy what Earth can do." The journey would take 6 weeks using the recently established warp corridors. The fleet used this time for intensive training, running endless combat simulations against what little they knew of harvester tactics. Maya spent hours studying the Elysian transmissions. The more she learned, the more concerned she became. The Elysians were an ancient species that had evolved on a world with minimal environmental pressures, low gravity, stable climate, few predators. They had developed remarkable technology, but had never needed to create powerful weapons. "They're essentially pacifists," she told her officers during a strategy session in Thunderchild's war room. Their society focused on art, philosophy, and exploration. They weren't prepared for an aggressive species. "And we are?" asked Dr. Mbeki. Maya brought up a holographic display of human history. 15,000 years of warfare. We've spent more time fighting each other than at peace. Now we can put that warrior heritage to better use. As they approached Elysian space, tension mounted. Long-range sensors detected extensive damage to the outer systems, planets with atmospheres stripped away, moons shattered for their resources. "It's like they're eating the planets," Lieutenant Way murmured as they observed the devastation. Finally, they'd reached the Elysian home system. 7 planets orbiting a yellow star similar to Sol, but the signs of battle were everywhere. Orbital platforms destroyed, colonies on the outer planets in ruins. "Life signs?" Maya asked, standing on Thunderchild's bridge. "Concentrated on the 3rd planet," replied the sensor officer. "Several million, clustered in underground structures. And something else. Massive energy signatures in the system's outer reaches. The harvesters. Most likely, Captain. Estimated arrival at the Elysian homeworld. 36 hours. Maya's jaw tightened. "Open a channel to the Elysian homeworld. Tell them the Tempest fleet has arrived." The response was immediate. A holographic figure appeared on the bridge. Tall, willowy, with iridescent skin that seemed to shimmer with its own light. The Elysian's eyes were large and entirely silver, without pupils. Despite its alien appearance, The being's relief was unmistakable. "I am First Guardian Ilara of the Elysian Concord," the figure said, its voice the same melodic tone from the original message. "We had almost lost hope. Captain Maya Chen of Earth's Defense Force. We received your distress call and came to help." The Elysian made a graceful gesture that somehow conveyed profound gratitude. "The Tempest-born arrive as our darkness deepens. The harvesters return to complete their consumption of our world. They come in greater numbers than before." "How many ships?" "Over 300, each capable of destroying a city." Maya nodded, keeping her expression neutral despite the odds. "Request permission to land a delegation. We need to coordinate our defense." "Granted with deepest gratitude," Ilara replied. "I will personally receive you." As the communication ended, Raj voiced what everyone was thinking. 37 ships against 300. "Those aren't good odds, Captain." Maya turned to her crew, determination hardening her features. "Then we'll have to change the odds. Prepare a landing party. It's time to meet our new allies and show these harvesters why they should have stayed far away from humans." The looming confrontation would test not just their technology and tactics, but the very adaptations that had allowed humanity to survive on their tempestuous world. The coming storm would prove if being Deathworlders truly gave them the edge the Elysians desperately hoped for. Battle for Elysium. The Elysian capital was a marvel of crystalline architecture, towers spiraling impossibly high, glittering in the light of their amber sun. Or rather, it had been. Now, much of the city lay in ruins, its remaining population sheltered in vast underground complexes. Maya and her team stood in an enormous chamber hundreds of meters below the surface. The walls pulsed with a soft bioluminescence that seemed to respond to the emotions of those nearby. Around them, Elysians moved with fluid grace despite their obvious exhaustion. First Guardian Ilara led them to a circular table where other Elysian leaders waited. Up close, the aliens were even more striking, their iridescent skin shifting through colors like the surface of a soap bubble, with delicate features that seemed almost sculpted. "We have prepared a strategic assessment," Ilara said, activating a holographic display that showed the Elysian system and the approaching harvester fleet. The display revealed biomechanical ships that resembled massive, elongated insects, their hulls bristling with organic-looking weapons. "The harvesters arrive in 30 hours. The Guardian continued. "They will begin by establishing orbital dominance, then send ground forces to collect biological matter." "Biological matter?" Commander Verma asked. "Us," replied another Elysian, identified as Science Director Thilin. "They consume sentient life forms for their neural energy. Our bodies are harvested for biochemical compounds. They take everything: atmosphere, water, organic matter, then move to the next world." Maya studied the harvester ship's specifications. "These energy readings are massive. What kind of weapons are we facing?" "Molecular disruptors," Thilin explained. "They break down matter at the atomic level. One burst can vaporize a building." The human officers exchanged grim looks. "What defenses do you have remaining?" Maya asked. "Very few," Ilara admitted. "Our society developed deflection shields and deterrent measures, but never weapons of mass destruction. We believed communication and cooperation were the path to galactic harmony." "A noble philosophy," Maya said, "but sometimes you need to fight fire with fire. Show me everything you know about their biology, their ships, their tactics. Every species has a weakness." For the next 12 hours, humans and Elysians worked feverishly. The Elysians had collected extensive data on the harvesters, but had never analyzed it from a warrior's perspective. Dr. Mbiki and Chief Engineer Al-Zarani made a critical discovery while examining the biochemistry of captured harvester tissue samples. "Captain," Mbiki said, hurrying into the command center Maya had established, "we found something. The harvester's cellular structure is highly sensitive to certain types of radiation." Al-Zarani spread diagrams across the table. Specifically, the same broad-spectrum UV radiation that Earth's ozone layer protects us from. Their homeworld must have had a different atmospheric composition. Can we weaponize this? Maya asked. Absolutely, Al-Zarani replied with a fierce grin. We can modify our shields to emit precisely this frequency. Their organic ships would be exposed to what would feel like standing on Earth with no ozone layer. And we humans? Raj asked. We've evolved with some resistance, Mbiki explained. It would be uncomfortable, but not immediately lethal. For the Elysians, however, we would need significant protection, Phelan confirmed. Our world has always had a strong atmospheric shield against such radiation. Maya nodded decisively. Then we keep the Elysians protected below ground. This battle will be fought by humans. Lieutenant Wei approached with new sensor data. Captain, we've detected a small group of Harvester scout ships entering the system. They'll reach us in 3 hours. Perfect, Maya said. Let's catch one. The trap was simple but effective. 3 Earth ships, including Wei's fast interceptor Kestrel, appeared to be conducting standard defensive maneuvers while the rest of the fleet remained hidden behind Elysium's largest moon. When the 5 Harvester scouts approached, Wei's ships feigned damage and began a retreat. As expected, the predatory Harvesters pursued. Targets locked. Wei reported from the Kestrel. Entering optimal position. Execute. Maya ordered from the Thunderchild's bridge. The Kestrel suddenly reversed thrust while dropping countermeasures. Simultaneously, 2 Earth cruisers decloaked directly in the Harvester's path, catching the Lid Scout in a crossfire of specialized tractor beams. The captured ship writhed like a living thing as it was towed into the Thunderchild's massive hangar bay. The other scouts were quickly destroyed before they could transmit warnings. Containment fields at maximum, reported the hangar control officer. The ship appears to be screaming. Maya and her team arrived as the Harvester vessel was secured. It resembled nothing so much as a giant insect, a cross between a mantis and a wasp, with a chitinous hull that pulsed and shifted as if breathing. Fascinating, Dr. Mbiki whispered, scanning the vessel. It's at least partially organic, and these readings suggest it's still connected somehow to the main Harvester consciousness. Can we use that connection? Maya asked. Engineer Al-Zarani studied the readings. Possibly, if we could tap into their neural network. Do it, Maya ordered, and prep the fleet for radiation shield modifications. We've got 20 hours before the main force arrives. 18 hours later, Maya stood on the Thunderchild's bridge as the main viewscreen displayed the approaching Harvester armada. Over 300 ships, each larger than anything in the Earth fleet, moving in perfect synchronization like a swarm of predatory insects. All ships report ready, Captain, Raj announced. Radiation emitters are online and calibrated. Maya nodded, and our little surprise. Al-Zarani looked up from her console, exhaustion evident on her face, but eyes bright with triumph. The captured scout's neural link has been modified. On your command, it will transmit our specially crafted package directly into the Harvester network. The plan was audacious. Using data from the Elysians and what they'd learned from the captured ship, Al-Zarani had created a virus. Not a computer virus, but a sequence of neural impulses designed to trigger confusion in the hive mind controlling the Harvester fleet. They're entering weapons range, Wei reported. Begin transmission, Maya ordered. On a secondary screen, Maya watched as the captured Harvester ship convulsed, its organic systems forced to broadcast the disruptive signal. For several tense moments, nothing seemed to happen. Then, the approaching fleet faltered. Ships began to drift out of formation, some colliding with others. It's working, Raj exclaimed. Their coordination is breaking down. Now, Maya said, her voice steady despite the adrenaline surging through her system. All ships, execute attack pattern Tempest. Radiation emitters at full power. The Earth fleet emerged from concealment, ships moving in coordinated groups. As they engaged, their shields began to glow with a particular ultraviolet frequency bathing the harvester vessels in radiation lethal to their organic components. The effect was immediate. Harvester ships recoiled, their hulls blistering and cracking under the assault. But they were numerous and powerful, and quickly began to adapt. "They're adjusting," Way called out, forming defensive clusters. A massive energy burst from a harvester dreadnought struck the Earth cruiser Magellan, cutting through its shields. The ship exploded in a ball of fire. "Casualties on the Sagan and Hubble," Raj reported grimly. "The radiation is slowing them down but not stopping them." Maya gripped the command rail. Maya's plan capitalized on human evolutionary advantages. Earth's higher gravity had given humans greater bone and muscle density than most galactic species,